what's going on YouTube? It's Donnie all day. Today's a day. Today's a day. My man Nathan Pierce, huge brother of the blade and one of the best knife collectors out there, sent me this a while ago. And he's like, look, you can do whatever you want with it. And I've talked about it multiple times on my channel about how it was my favorite knife I never owned. Of all the knives I've ever wanted, like this one is right up there with the Lyle Mission knives. And so when he sent it to me, he was like, look, you can do whatever you want. You can sell it. You can keep it. You can use it. You can not. And I've kept it literally in front of me. It's been either on my desk or right on the slot inside in between my desk. So it's something that since I've had it here, I've been able to just reach for and grab and just put in my hand. And when I'm thinking about things or when I'm thinking about designs, a lot of times I'll just take a knife and I'll put it in my hand. Or if I'm reading things, I'll hold a knife. I don't know why I do it. I'm a knife guy. I love knives. I put them in my hand a lot. And so he sent me this, and it was like, golly, this is like one of the grail knives for me. And it was just a love. And so far, I have not done anything with it except hold it. And I've had this thing for quite a while now, and it's just been in my hand. That is it. So you can see now, this knife is the Boker Plus Apparo, in case you didn't know. It is a Newton Martin construction design where it's a hollow handle, and he's the guy that found a way to make hollow handles pretty much indestructible. When they did the destruction test to make sure it was going to be strong enough, they bent a blade before having a weakness in the screw-in joint. So guys like Lyle and Crane, they all do the same thing where you got this aluminum handle and you're screwing a certain distance into the threaded end of the pipe, and then what they do is they take a pin and go all the way through so it can't turn at all. It's not going anywhere. It's 100% threaded, so it's as tight as it can get. There's no better tolerance. Plus it's pinned, it can't go anywhere. And that's where the design came from for that. And to have it on this knife, for me, this knife is kind of like a mashup. If you think about the Lyle Mission 1 and Mission 2, and then the infamous Buckmaster knife, it's like those knives have come together to make this knife. And it's just such an absolute joy to have in my hand. And I wasn't sure if I was ever going to use it. You know, I was like, I don't know if I'm ever going to use it. But I was thinking about it and thinking about it a lot. And today is the day. So you can see the very thick, beautiful, plain black leather sheath does the job. The build itself, aluminum all the way down the lower. Completely, unlike some of the others, completely waterproof inside the handle. You have the two, you can use them as lanyard holes, tie-down holes, grapple holes. There's all kinds of different uses for the holes that you have, but you have that there. It's just an amazing piece. It is. You do have a lanyard hole here too. You do have a sealed aluminum knob to go into your aluminum shaft. And I don't think that I'm going to be able to kind of show you the inside. Maybe. Let's see. I mean, this thing is just, when I talk about like what you can do with the Lyle knives and different the remakes, is how you can go to where the nut is on the bottom or where the threading ends, and you can epoxy it. These are already filled. You see that? That is solid in there, all the way up to, I want to say, around here. So from there to there, sorry about that, from there to there, you have a complete filled in piece right here. This knife will not break. Just will not. You're going to have an easier time, which is going to be a near impossible time, breaking the 440C steel that is masterfully, and I mean masterfully heat treated, than you are going to time breaking the joint where they come together. These knives are phenomenal. Now you can take your standard kit and throw it in there where you're going to have fishing gear and matches and all that. For me, when I use this, or my other hollow handles, I have a ferro rod that I keep in them with some cotton, and that's it, or some with possibly a little thing of Vaseline, depending on what I have that I could fill in there, and that's it. Because with cotton, Vaseline, and a ferro rod, you could strike a fire anytime, anywhere. And this being 100% waterproof, I know if I have to go nut deep in water, it's going to be okay. But I haven't brought it out, and I haven't tested it, and I haven't used it. Let's go over the specs real quick, and then just take it out. We're just going to take it out and use it. This piece, which you can see, it has the Martin badge on it. It is numbered right there, and it is 2568. This piece is what collectors are diving at. This is a very, very wanted piece. And I could have sold it to help the channel, but he gave me an option, and I can't let it go. I just can't. So we're talking about 440C in the steel. We're talking about a cord wrapped aluminum handle, which is obviously hollow. The sheath is leather, which you saw. It is an overall length of 12.36 inches from tip to here. We have a blade length of 7.01 inches, a blade thickness of 0.26 inches. And it does have a saw back. Now, the saw back is pretty unique. I'm not sure if it's going to be like a notching saw back, a bark removing saw back, or a sawing saw back. We're going to find out. And it says or saw back or file work, but it does have two fullers. It's a drop point. It's freaking magnificent. You have the guard, which does a great job of what it's supposed to do. You can actually use this piece to lock things in and turn. But the whole thing is, it's enough said. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. So let's take it outside. Come on. All right. So in my very knowledge-based opinion, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, man. Design for design. I have to say that this is one of the cleaner designs you're going to find. It is epic. It's just epic. Now, it is a survival knife, so it is made to be able to be that hunting knife, bushcraft knife, things like that, but it should also be able to get around. And what I can tell you is that the construction of this knife was completely measured. The mean is 100% spot on perfection. If I was going to take a hollowed handle knife into combat, it would be very hard for you to get this thing out of my hands. It's really, really that nice, well balanced, just awesome. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if he's ever used it for cutting anything other than paper and whatnot. So this is going to be as close to a factory edge as any used knife you're going to get. And this knife is razor freaking sharp. This is an old knife. It's been sitting around for quite a while. But that edge is still pretty much brand spanking new. Let's do 4 feet of a gravity drop to see how that bites in. Oh my gosh, it hits with a thud. It's not a lightweight knife, but when it's in the belt or on the in the sheath, you never notice it. You can feel it in the hand that it's got some weight, but outside of that, no, this thing is just nice. Boom. And I really, oh man, and I really want to take it camping, so I figure I might as well get a review done. If I plan on using it, might as well just go all out. Do a hard throw. Boom. You hear how solid that is. Holy crap. So I can tell, you can see the line, how deep it got. I can tell you with this swedge top, it's a fat swedge, but it narrows just enough to where the penetration ability is incredible. What keeps it so strong though is the bowing right here. You see this line? It stays bowed out and it stays fat all the way through the center of the blade, rather than where normally you'd see it getting really thin here. They keep the center of the blade really fat. That is really, really great design work. Let's do a couple things with it here. I'm gonna try a push cut nylon rope, and that was super freaking easy. Super freaking easy. This is an old knife. It's an old knife. Just awesome. awesome. You know what I mean? It's this knife is one of those legend knives where it's been talked about for years. People have been wanting them for years and doing things with them for years. Is it all the hype? That's the big question. Is this thing everything all the collectors are raving about? And I mean, I believe it is. This is a piece that's just flapping around and it cut right through. Look at that. For a big fat knife, they're generally not like that. This is a big fat knife. It is thick, it is burly, it is tough. Let's see, we got this hose and I completely missed it. Oh, I didn't swing hard enough. There we go. I'm really hitting this hose. Bam, bam, bam. I'll tell you, this thing is old and hard. It's pulled from underground. This is a hard hose. It feels like plastic. It's so hard. No problem for the Apparo. It's going straight through. I do have somewhere around here, I don't know, maybe I don't think I used the whole thing. Ah, here it is. Nylon infused fuel hose. Let's see if we can't get a nice cut on that. Oh gosh, that's so nice. I'm taking off just the end. Just the end. I went pretty thin on that one. It was kind of hard to get a handle on. Let's see here. Cut that open like that. Now we're going to cut it into fours. Just like that. We have 4 pieces of nylon infused fuel hose of this badass burly freaking knife. What we need to do is try some kind of sawing. I was going to say I do have a piece here, but let's go find a different piece because that piece is holding my stump up. I'm breaking my tripod here. All right, so let's come over to this downed tree and see what we can't do. This thing is awesome, man. This thing is awesome, and there was so much hype around this knife. And believe me, I was one of those guys hyping it up, even though I'd never used it. It was just, when you know design, you know design. And it's pretty simple to see that this thing is freaking dope. So, what I want to do, got the sun right in my face, is try this out here. Wow. Wow, all right. I didn't expect it to be that good of a saw. It is literally going right through there. Not only sawing, but look at the size of that gap. I mean, you can use this for some major notching. Look at that. Trying to get it all the way. Wow, that is going in really deep. All right, so when I first saw this saw, I said, okay, maybe this is going to be more of a debarker type thing, like this, see how that happens like that, and it helps to make fire with. That's how I saw this thing. Saw, ha ha ha. That's how I saw it. I didn't know it was going to be that good of a saw. Okay, so that's better than I thought. What I want to do is I want to hit it reverse on the saw to see if I can de-limb, because it's a pretty burly knife. Let's see. It just chews it up. All right, so that's not so bad. I wonder if I can chop with the saw. Look at what it does. It grinds the wood as you hit it. So that would be another good way to make fluff if I was going to use this stick for fire. That's a good way to get it done. That's a good way indeed to get it done. All right, I'm not gonna lie, in the hand, feels really good. Feels really good, and believe me, this isn't something a company obviously sent me. This is my boy. He just sent it, man. He just sent it and was like, dude, do what you want with it. I know you love this knife. I mean, he's right. So I'm not selling you on Boker Plus. I'm not giving you, you know, something because some company said, hey, sell these for me. This is
all honest, real, and pure reaction. This thing is sweet. And these things, they're not made anymore. So it's not like I'm trying to sell them to the point where it's like, okay, now go out and buy them, because you have to hope somebody's selling one or somebody's getting rid of one just to get one. That's why collectors are going crazy for these. Look at this thing, man. That is amazing. The fact that it's beefy, it's heavy, it's big, it's burly, it just makes this kind of thing so easy. I'm literally I'm doing a push-pull on both, and it's just, the edge is doing all the work, and I'm just going around in a circle. It looks like a fancy tree, or, you know, one of those fancy bushes you could buy. This thing is so nice. So, I mean, it's exactly what I hoped it would be. It's everything I dreamed it would be. Just being able to look at it, and when you design knives, especially, and if you use knives, like my man Scabber will be the first one to tell you he's not a designer, but he's a knife guy. He's a user. Scab can look at a knife and tell you if it's going to be good or bad pretty much by looking at it, because he's a knife guy. When I saw this, I knew right away this was going to be a good knife, because I knew what I was looking at. And as a knife guy, anybody who's into blades as much as we are, you're going to be able to pick up, see, understand, and completely get what you're seeing even before you get to test it. And that's the beauty of it all. So let's see if we can't get a little chopping with it. Gotta try not to hit here. You see all wetness. That's all, look at that sap, look at this. It's just nasty stuff. This is a round hollow handle. And you'll notice, design-wise, it's not doing this. I'm not hitting it, it's turning in my hand. It's not having any deflection issues, even with a round handle, because it's designed right. Design. Makes a huge difference. Look at that. A round handle, and it's not turning. That's insane. That means it was just done right. Hope I'm not making you bounce too much. I don't know if I'm going to keep you in the shot that way. No. Maybe. All right, possibly. Yeah, you're in there. I want to make sure that I'm not like losing the threading, and I am getting some shift, but it's pushing right back. Oh, sorry. I was getting some shift in the threading, but it's because it's a threaded knife, and it gives me a chance to look at the inside, because there's a little space right there, and I can see it is knurled on the inside, which helps hold it. But I am hitting the snot out of this. And this is not your tree chopping knife. This is your survival knife, not your survival hatchet. So it's not made to do this, but I want to show you that it can. I'm all the way through now, and I missed. And I just have that piece of bark left. Let's see if I can't go around. So I had shifting in the threading, and basically this is what you do when you get shifting in the threading on a threaded knife. You find out how loose it is, and then you go back to the beginning and you just go down piece by piece and you pull it down. So I loosened it just to tighten it, if that makes sense. So all I'm going to do, there's a knot right here, and all I have to do is get the first few strands over that knot, just like that, and then the rest is just when I screw back in the top, it'll hold all the threads down, and it's literally that easy. So now I get that down, and that down. Now I just have to get them out of the lip, because I'm in the lip, and then I just screw it back on, and I'm going to be good to go. So that is that. Oh, I got the lip. I got the lip. So I'll do this on my own time. What happens is I got a string caught in here in the threading, and then I turned and absolutely loosened the whole thing. So what I'm gonna do now, and I'll do this in real time. Look at this. I'm just going to turn it, and then I gotta save a space so I can loop a piece under. And I love how knurled that is. Man, that would be nice without thread on it. I don't know if it would give you the same size, but that's it. Okay, so there's a lot of thread here because I have to go under. Hold on. And just like that, it's rewrapped. What I did is when I screwed it, I got a piece of the thread in the screw, so when I screwed, it reversed the thread. So I just had to wind it back up. Good as new. All right, so there's one thing I gotta do. I gotta try. Make sure that dog's still in the yard. Throwing a hollow handle knife is different than throwing a regular tanged knife because the weight, but we're gonna try. It was in there. It was in there. This wood is just so rotted and so dead. Look at that, just flaking away. That was a good throw. I don't know where I was standing, but it was the perfect spot. All right, let's try again. Let's try again. Oh! Yeah! Because we are the champions, my friends. All right, so what we need to do is a little batoning with it. And I know there's a whole lot of shoulds and should nots you should do with knives that you plan on having as your forever knives, but this knife can take anything you throw at it. So we're gonna just go ahead and hit a couple logs. Hold on, let me pick one out. All right, I found one that's still got a bunch of knots in it. So we are gonna just hammer on this thing. Ooh. Yeah, this piece is nice and dry. Oh gosh, I'm right in the heart of a couple of knots here. Let's see. Ugh. Man, that thing is in there, baby. Oh! All right, so that was a direct shot through a knot. Just beautiful. There's another knot right there. Boom, just easy. I mean, come on. It's a Boker plus Apparo. This for me is like the Case XX Bowie, my D-Bad Big Jim. It's the ultimate in grail knives for me. Come on, man. Where's the sun? Where's the sun? It's... Ah! Nathan Pierce, man, you are the man. All right, so now that I used it and I broke its virginity, I have to say now it gives me a reason to carry it more, to use it more, to take it out more. And I've been wanting that reason. I've been wanting it. I just haven't done it. And the reason is because I don't know. It's just awesome. Look how, you see how fat it is? Look how fat that is. This thing is so nice. This thing is so freaking awesome. Yeah, so is the Boker plus Apparo worth the hype? Yes. Yes, it 100% is. This is an awesome, I mean awesome freaking knife. I'm gonna go clean it up, wash it, get it ready for its first actual carry. This one right here warms my heart. This warms my heart It's like one of those I couldn't love it more knives. That's what I feel about this. Just super, super badass. All right, so it's already getting 25 minutes in. Ah, that's awesome. I am Donnie B all day. Until next knife.